All right. Hello, everybody, people of the world. And I bring you the warmest of greetings from the Atlanta chapter of the USA branch of the NPP diaspora entity. Today, we gathered here to give you the opportunity to get to know your presidential aspirant. This is the program that the chapter has put together to give you the opportunity to know the person that you would love to lead the party in the elections to come. Um, on our program today, we have a great team of moderators. All the presidential aspirants are going to be represented today, and we have a great team of moderators who is going to handle this program to the end. But with that much ado, I will let you. Um, Before we go on, sorry about that. Before we go on to that, we're gonna have to sing the national anthem of the New Patriotic Party, followed by the Ghana national anthem and the national anthem of the United States of America. Right after that, we will hand you over to the chapter chair, which is Captain Billy, Dr. Ayim, and he's gonna introduce you with the executives of Atlanta. So, Mr. Kwanzaa, if you are ready, could you please play the national anthem of the NPP, followed by the Ghana national anthem and that of the United States? Good, very good. And then to the national anthem of Ghana. Very good. And to the now the United States of America. If you know how this thing goes, you know that was the end of it, and there was a network issue. Yes, thank you very much, Uncle Ato, for that. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I'll hand you over to the chapter chairperson in the name of Dr. Ayim to introduce to us the executives for the Atlanta chapter. Captain Billy, take it away.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. PR. First of all, I thank all the members who are here on this land for joining us. Without much ado, I would like to introduce my executive I'm working with in Atlanta here. I'm William Ojo, first vice chairman. Ms. Yvonne, acting secretary. Yaudanso, treasurer. Kennedy Apia, organizer. Kwame Buapu, PRO. Mary Owusu, woman organizer. And our Council of Elder Chairman, Papa Richard Druye. Thank you, Kwame. You can take it.
Thank you very much, Captain Billy. Ladies and gentlemen, we're delving straight into it. No time today. We already know it's late in Ghana. So at this point, I'm going to introduce all the reps from the various campaign teams who are going to help us with this program tonight. We want to thank you once again for making it. The number one on our presidential aspirant sheet is Honorable Kennedy Ohine Japan, and he's going to be represented by Dr. Banasco Ampon Ansa. He's the director of communication team for Ken, USA, and he is a public policy analyst. Dr. Banasco, welcome to the program. There he is on your screen.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Number two is Honorable Brian Champon. Honorable Brian is going to be represented by Jeff Kunaduado. He's the Eastern Regional Chairman of the NPP, and he's a political advisor. Thank you very much and welcome, Dr. Jeff. Third on our ballot is Dr. Mamadou Baumia, and he's going to be represented by Mr. Kofi Tonto. He's a political aide and the deputy spokesperson. Mr. Tonto, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Fourth on our list is Dr. Yao Osei Edichum. Dr. Yao Osei Edichum will be represented by Dr. Nana Jamfi Ejabo. He's the former CEO of Sendlos, the National Campaign Manager, YOA. Dr. Ajabo, welcome to the program tonight. Last but not the least, we have Engineer Kwabena Ejay Ejapon. Engineer Kwabena Ejay Ejapon is going to be represented tonight by Honorable Ofusua Samoa. He is the former MP for Kade or former CEO Fair Wages and Commissions. Honorable Ofusua Samoa, welcome to the program tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, after introducing you to the various candidates, I'm going to hand you over to our able-bodied group of moderators, which is led by Dr. Agnes Adu, to take it from here. Doctor, if you're ready, take it away, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Kwame. Hello and good evening to everyone who has joined us on this program this evening. I'm going to introduce the 5 moderators for this program, for this evening's program, starting with myself. I am Dr. Agnes Edu. I am former CEO for Ghana Trade Fair Company Limited. I am a proud member of this Atlanta chapter. I have held the position of chapter secretary in the past. I have with me Mr. Emmanuel Mensah, Deputy Secretary General, NPP-USA. We also have Mr. William Odro, Vice Chairman, NPP Atlanta Chapter. We also have Dr. Kwesi Eyim Dakun, Chairman, NPP Atlanta Chapter. And then we have Dr. David Mfojo. Dr. Mfojo is former parliamentary candidate for Whole West. So the five of us will be moderating the program throughout tonight. So at this point, I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Emmanuel Mensah, who will take us through a few housekeeping items and the ground rules that we will all abide by tonight. So Emmanuel, you have the floor. Please take it away.
Thank you very much, Dr. Agnes Edu. Good evening to all of our distinguished participants in the audience tonight. A few house rules that will be elaborated upon prior to the beginning of, or official beginning of this forum. The heart of the NPP beats in unison. From Atlanta to Accra, from Boston to Bantama, from Kumasi to Koforidua, as one family. We're bound not by convenience, but by conviction. Not by personality, but by purpose. Not by factions, but by faith. In our cause that is greater than ourselves. So each of you, our representatives who are here tonight, representing the five distinguished personalities who have stepped forward in this season, not as rivals seeking to divide, but as torchbearers seeking to ignite. Each brings a vision, a conviction, and a call to service. So, the eyes of the nation are upon us. Our friends are watching, our critics are watching, but more importantly, our children are watching. To see whether our generation of patriots here will rise above pride, above ourselves, and above politics of division, to reaffirm what has always been made the NPP a different in terms of its politics. Therefore, we're guided by discipline, we're guided by a democracy that has called of us here tonight, and the destiny of our tradition. Therefore, I lay before all of us this evening, wherever you may be joining us, a distinct 8 ground rules that will help guide all of us as we move forward. First, among the guidelines or the rules, this event at this juncture is not going to be a debate. That's rule number 1. Number 2, each campaign team will be given an opportunity to enlighten the audience about their presidential aspirant. Number 3, it is important to remind you that there will be no rebuttals in this forum. And number 4, there will be no attacks on other candidates. Number 5, on the initial round, each team will have 10 minutes to educate the audience on why their aspirants will be the best candidate for the NPP flag bearership in 2028. 6, the starting order for the presentation tonight will be per the ballot position of each of the aspirants, which are 5. Number 7, the next round will be 5 questions out of 10 for the representatives of the aspirants tonight, which they've already received, these questions from the chapter. The question will be asked on rotational basis. And what I mean by that is, if you get to answer the first question as aspirant number 1, the next question would go to aspirant number 2, and then subsequently 3, 4, 5, back to 1. Each of you representatives get an opportunity to answer the same question. So it is important for us to keep note of that. Also, we will be giving an opportunity, which is each of these representatives will be given an opportunity up to 2 minutes to answer questions. And be mindful that your answers will be timed for the exact 2 minutes. Therefore, it is important to keep your eyes focused and be abreast with the time that has been given to you. Number 8, which is last but not the least, is if time permits us tonight, we will take about 2 to 3 questions from our audience, our distinguished participants tonight, which will be communicated through the chat room or chat feature that we have on our Zoom link. Therefore, we want to entreat all of you to be abreast with that. And if you have questions, please feel free to put it on the chat future. However, let me emphasize critically here that while we have this opportunity, if time doesn't allow us, we would not move with this last round. Therefore, let's all take note of that. So the moderators, whilst you put your questions on the future or on the chat room, will be communicated to, and they would therefore aggregate these questions and they will pose it to our reps of the various aspirants. Thank you very much, Dr. Agnes Edu, and I yield back to you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for taking us through the rules that will guide us all this evening. Before we go on, I would like to acknowledge some of the dignitaries of the NPP Ghana and also some of the executives who have joined us this evening. We have Mr. Daniel Dramina, the immediate past General Manager, Estate Department of the State Housing Corporation Limited. He has joined us this evening. We also have Honorable Frank Esiedu Bequin, popularly known as Protozwa, Suhum MP, who has also joined us this evening. Nanam Pofuapia, popularly known as Virus, has also joined us this evening, former MD for State Housing Corporation. We have various branch executives, which I can't mention all, but various branch chairmen and executives have also joined us this evening. We have Dr. John Osekwapon. He is a political analyst, political scientist, who has also joined us this evening. We have Mr. Kwekuche Ofori, has also joined us this evening. As the program goes on, when more people join and time permits, I'll be introducing more dignitaries who join us for the evening. The next thing on our agenda is that I'm going to call on Madam Chairwoman of NPP-USA, Madam Obaya Frimpong, to give us opening remarks. Madam Chairwoman, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Du, and thank you, Atlanta Chapter Leadership, for putting this program together for us to engage among ourselves. We live in the United States. We see politics in its finest, how politics is conducted, how people are careful what to say, what not to say, and then how such debates help enlighten all of us to know the candidates that have presented themselves up for elections, what they stand for, whether what they stand for is in line with the ideals and principles of the NPP. So these are a very good platform for us to learn, to know what the candidates stand for, and to inform us in our choices and in our decisions. So I want to, first of all, say a big thank you to all the reps of the candidates that are here, that they would be here to represent their candidate in a way that is convincing, in a way that also gives us the platform to be able to assess them before January 31st. So I thank you all for making time to be here. Since time is fast spent in Ghana, I'll claim our indulgence to check the time so we don't go late into the night that can impact the program. On behalf of the leadership of the USA branch, I want to say thank you, and all the participants too. Thanks for making time to be here this Saturday evening, afternoon, wherever you are, to be part of this. So thank you, and I wish all the reps good luck in this deliberation. Thank you. Dr. Edu, I return the phone back to you.
Thank you so much, Obaya. Before we actually delve into the program, I would like to also take this opportunity to acknowledge Mrs. Vicky Osuansa, NPP Canada chairwoman, who has also joined this program this evening. We have Mr. Chairman Percy, Dennis Percy, Central Regional Chairman, NPP Ghana, has also joined the call this evening. Before we go any further, I would like to take a roll call just to make sure that all the aspirants and their representatives have joined this call. So when I call your name, if you are present on the call, please answer, unmute yourself and respond. So representing Honorable Kennedy Japon's team, Dr. Banasco Ampon Ansa, are you present?
I'm present.
Thank you. And representing Dr. Brian Champon's team, Honorable Jeff Kunaduado, are you present? Honorable, if you are present, please unmute yourself and respond. Okay, not yet. We'll move on. Representing Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia's campaign team is Mr. Kofi Tonto. Mr. Kofi Tonto, are you present?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Representing Dr. Yao Educhum's campaign team is Dr. Nana Jemfi Ejabo. Are you present? Dr. Jemfi, please, are you present?
Yes, he is, but he will need to be unmuted.
Oh, okay. So, tech team, please unmute and make Dr. Jemfi a co-host.
Can you hear me now, please?
Yes. So I'll repeat. Representing Dr. Yao Educhum's campaign team is Dr. Nana Jemfi Ejabo. Are you present?
Yes, please. I am duly honored to be here, please.
Thank you. And representing Engineer Kwabene Japon's campaign team is Honorable Ofusua Samoa. Honorable, please, are you present? Honorable, if you are present, please unmute yourself and respond. Okay, so I think from the roll call, it looks like we have three aspirants representatives present and still waiting on two. At this point, I think we will continue the program. So if we need to reshuffle the order that things proceed, we can do that. Yeah. So we will head right into tonight's program. The reason why we are here is to meet the aspirants through their representatives. They will enlighten us about their candidate so that we can get to know the candidates a little bit better before January 31st of 2026. There's going to be 3 rounds. The first round is a 10-minute presentation done by each campaign team, and the order will be as they appear on the ballot. The second round will be the question and answer session, and each of the 5 moderators will ask a question to each of the campaign teams to answer, and then if time permits, there will be question and answers from the audience. So we will start straight with the presentation, the 10-minute presentations from each of the aspirants. The first to do presentation is the team representing Honorable Kennedy Japan, led by Dr. Banasco Ampon Ansa. Doc, you have the floor and you have 10 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Let me appreciate the NPP Atlanta chapter and by extension, the NPP branch of the United States of America for putting out this program. But before I start, as a young man who grew up from the corridors of poverty and was looking up to getting something substantial to fend for myself and my family, getting a job was one of the greatest things I always thought of. Maybe by God's grace and by deeds of hard work and the educational ladder I took, I got a job right after school. On this note, I would want us to observe a 30 seconds silence for the departed souls that lost their lives, not because they were engaged in any negative activity, but because they were going to look for a job as military personnel. I keep quiet for 30 seconds as we observe that silence for them. May the souls of those young girls departed as a result of looking for jobs rest in the bosom of the Almighty. And may this death, though not pleasant, be a cause to guide us that in the near future we will not undermine or joke with people who have the ability to create jobs for the teeming youth of Ghana. May their souls rest in peace. Amen. Having said that, I want to extend a goodwill message to all of us gathered here, and especially my co-panelists, for taking time to be part of this program. I begin by saying that the NPP has an orientation that is built in freedom that projects development. And that is why our motto is development in freedom. The people of Ghana would have enough development when their fundamental human rights of freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom to join associations, and freedom to abide by the tenets of the laws of Ghana are enhanced through collective responsibility. I represent the Honorable Kennedy Ohene Japan, 6-time Member of Parliament for Asin North for 2 consecutive occasions, and then Asin Central for 4 terms. I represent him today to share his vision why he's seeking for the presidential candidate slot of the New Patriotic Party, on which we have anchored on 3 thematic areas of patriotism, honesty, and discipline. To be a patriotic citizen, you need to love your country, you need to do what is right for your country, and to abide by the tenets, no matter where you find yourself and which group you belong to. Honesty is to let it be seen as it is. Tell the truth no matter where you belong, and let the people know what must be done and how it should be done. And discipline is to ensure that what you do are within the remit of the law. And I am happy that after 32 solid years of engagement in active political life, nobody has been able to tag Kennedy Ohene Japan as corrupt. That is a mark that gives some of us the confidence to follow him. Having said that, why is Kennedy Japan contesting for president? This idea, I have heard many people say that he said he don't want to be president. It is not president he will chop. Of course, Kennedy Ohene Japan is not coming to chop president, but he is passionate to be a president so that people can chop through the jobs he will create. Kennedy Ohene Japan is anchored his campaign on 4 thematic areas. How he came into the limelight of seeking for the presidential slot of the NPP was as a result of a research finding that was conducted in the year 2021, which the party was looking for an alternative when Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo exited the platform. Interestingly, as people in academia, we have something we hold keen when it comes to quantitative research that deals with numbers. When we presented people, listed the names of the variables that people should select, many people selected who they would want to. The name Kennedy Ohene Japan was not part. But I am happy to tell all of us listening that Kennedy Japan, whose name was not part, was listed in the other factor, which is a strong variable in any research. 72% of the 11,000 respondents said that in the absence of the 8 people who were listed, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Alan Chamantin, Joe Gate, Joe Oseamayao, and the people who had put themselves before seeking for presidential slots, Kennedy's name was not part, but the people were able to write his name from their head. That if all these people are not there, we want Kennedy Japan, 72%. That is to tell us that if the 72% saw his name, he would have been the one they would have selected. On this note, many appeals were made to Kennedy Ohine Japan, and he accepted the call that it is better to do your best for your country than to sit on what you have and to say that I do not want to lead. Leading from the perspective of the business orientation, Kennedy Ohine Japan has constantly anchored his campaign on job creation. Look at the sad event that happened. These people were going to look for jobs. But the man Kennedy Ohine Japan, through his personal life and experience, has been able to at least employ, if not one person. And that is a reduction in the unemployment rate in Ghana. By this virtue, the Ghanaian people are calling for somebody whom they have seen pragmatic solution to the national canker, a threatening situation of unemployment that leads to a lot of social biases and unacceptable behaviors. And that is why over 80,000 people will apply to be in the military when it is admitting or recruiting only about 3,000. It shows the unemployment levels. There is an account adage that amfo na training to aso. Na de waye bi da wo hoso a yenkofa sebi debi ebeye embedi ade anim. The NPP government has shown solace to the people of Ghana. The president, John Ejekum Kufuor, said that mothers of Ghana give birth for free. And so they gave birth, free maternal health care. When they were turning into the secondary education, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came in and said, I will give you free secondary education. And so they had it for free. Now it is time that after school, what do? They need jobs. Let us be truthful to ourselves. All of us listening from the diaspora. Would you have loved to stay in America? If your numerations from the job you are doing in America here is even halved in Ghana, would you stay in Ghana? Yes, you would have been in Ghana. My revered Dr. Edu, with the greatest of respect and in all humility, if lecturing in Ghana or practicing medicine in Ghana can give you 1/3 of what you are getting in the USA, I am 100% sure you would have been in Ghana working for Mother Ghana. But because the job availability is limited within the scope of the Ghanaian economy, and that is why most of us are in the diaspora, and that is the truth. So Kennedy Ohine Japan is saying that the people of Ghana are calling on him to come and establish industries, to turn our raw materials into productive products that can be exported, to enhance foreign exchange and reduce importation, and thereby making sure our city gains its strength. Economics theories are propounded and to be guided, but the practical application shows who understand economic implications. And that is why the market woman who has never done economics knows that when I buy the maize for 2 cedis and I hold it and sell later for 2 cedis 50 pesos, I will make profit. And so I would therefore
Dr.
call on everybody
Vanasco.
here. Yes,
Dr.
please.
Vanasco, just a reminder, you have about 1 minute and 25 seconds. Just a reminder.
Yeah, the time is showing on the screen, so I think that when it's time I would have seen with the greatest of respect. So as I go on, this is the time for Ghanaians calling on the man that they believe in. The people of Ghana are saying that this man is of high integrity. He is truthful, he is fearless, and he is bold. The people in NPP, especially delegates, are we looking for a flag bearer just for flag bearer's sake? Or we are looking for somebody that the people are willing and ready to vote for? I would implore all of us. Today, we have MPs following Kennedy Ohine Japan. Sometimes tears flow down my cheek when I see MPs following us, because in 2023 there was none. Today, we have over 100 professors saying that Kennedy Japan is a practical solution orienter, not a tourist. So we want to give him the chance, though he doesn't have a PhD. Delegates of MPP, I appeal to you, I present to you the man Kennedy Ohine Japan, the man that is destined to change the destiny of Ghana through job creation industrialization and agri-mechanization backed by solid technological advancement and a collective responsibility to shape Ghana's future. A disciplined man is accorded disciplined actions. And that is why I present to you Kennedy Oyeneja Japan. Let's just rally behind him and elect him as our flag bearer on 31st January 2026. I thank you very much for your time and may God bless us all. Kennedy Oyeneja Japan is number 1 on the ballot. I thank you once again most sincerely.
Thank you so much, Doc. That was Dr. Banasco Ampon Ansa, and he is representing the Honorable Kennedy Japan's campaign team. Thank you so much, Doc. Before we move on to the next person, let me go back and take a second roll call to make sure that the aspirants are all here. The two that did not respond the first time is the representative representing Dr. Brian Echampon's campaign team, Honorable Jeff Kunedu Ado. Please, are you present now? Honorable, if you are present, please unmute yourself or type in the chat. Okay, all right. So there's been a little change in the representatives. The representative that is representing Engineer Kwabena Japan, I think now will be Mr. William Alexander Coleman. Mr. Coleman, can you hear me?
Yes, madam, I can hear you. I'm right here.
And you are present. Okay. So we will move on to the next presentation. So the next presentation would have been by Honorable Brian Echampon's campaign team. So Honorable Jeff Kunedu Ado, if you are here one last time, please respond. Okay. I think then the next presentation will be done by Mr. Kofi Tonto, and that's the representative representing Dr. Mamadou Bawumia's campaign team. Kofi, the floor is yours. You have 10 minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Agnes, and a very good evening to everyone who's listening to us this evening. It's a bit late here, and I'm quite on the low energy. I had a very busy day representing the party across various platforms. So I'm quite on the low energy, but I'll do my best to stand in for my candidate. First and foremost, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia extends his greetings to all of you here in the United States for your time, for your support, dating back to 2024, etc. He's extremely grateful for your support. Dr. Agnes, recently I was watching a video on TikTok, and the lady was a white lady who was giving a history on billionaires in the world. So the question was, how many billionaires did we have in 1916? According to the lady, from 1916 all the way to 1982, we had 13 billionaires in the world. But from 1982 to current, we have 3,000 billionaires. I cannot even compute the percentage increment in terms of percentage increment. From 1916 to 1982 to 3,000 from 1982 to today. So the question was asked, what happened? How did we get so many billionaires? The answer was technology. Then further discussions on other platforms about nations that have grown leaps and bounds. You talk of China, you talk of Vietnam, you talk of even India in some aspects. You you talk of Malaysia, you talk of Singapore. And the question is, what drove or what was the mechanism behind their growth? Once again, technology. So it is evidently clear that from individual businessmen who have created their own wealth to nations that have more or less created jobs, created new economies and modern economies, the underlying fact is technology. Nations that have been able to transform have been able to do so because they leveraged the fourth industrial revolution to be able to build the new China we see, the new Singapore we see, the Malaysia we see. And that is why when you have a candidate like Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you have someone who is going to build a new Ghana, a modern nation, and leapfrog Ghana from the disparate revolutions that we are in and leverage the fourth industrial revolution to build the Ghana that we want. So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not just asking to be a candidate of the NPP. He's not asking to be just a president of Ghana. He's asking to lead a nation and build a modern nation, create modern jobs and modern solutions. That is who Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is. If you go back to a book he wrote 14 years ago, I would like to, in the book he wrote, Monetary Policy and Financial Sector Reform in Africa, Ghana's Experience. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia talks about the foundation, the things we need to put in place to build a modern Ghana. Talks about identification system, talks about banking the unbanked, talks about building a modern address system, etc., etc., etc. So it is not just even today that he's talking about technology. Often people relate him to technology when he became a vice president. No, even before he became a vice president, he had the foresight that Ghana needed to move to the next level, leveraging technology, leveraging digitalization, leveraging the benefits and the potential of the fourth industrial revolution. So that is the candidate we are talking about. A man with ideas. When he became the vice president, we all saw his contribution in terms of solutions that impacted the lives of the ordinary person. That woman in the village who needs blood, we all saw that impact. We've all seen the impact of the Ghana card. We've all seen the impact of the drones, etc., etc. So Ghana needs that leader, a leader who sees beyond 4 years, things into the future to build a modern Ghana for us. In 2028, when we go to the polls, those who are going to vote, majority of them, statistics shows about 70% will be Gen Zs, millennials, and Gen Alpha. These are people who are looking for modern jobs, not just any jobs. Even if you are going to build an industrial economy, that industrial economy must be underpinned by modern solutions and modern ideas. So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia presents himself as a man with that vision to usher us into the fourth industrial revolution proper. Aside from his ideas and the things that he wants to do for us, he stands as the most prepared candidate. he stands as the most marketed candidate for the NPP. And one thing stands, factual in our political history: political consistency. In our history, at least in the Fourth Republic, one thing that we've all come to realize is that most candidates have to be presented. What is going on? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Tonto, can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was seeing some content on my screen.
Yes, so sorry about that. I just noticed
okay.
that as well. So sorry. Please, Peril.
Okay, and just a reminder, Mr. Tonto, you have 1 minute 39 seconds.
Okay, so that is the candidate, the most prepared, the most formidable, the most marketed candidate for the NPP. So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia stands tall. I mean, I've always argued that all the other candidates are great personalities in their own right. But when we talk about presenting a candidate who is going to help us win victory in 2028, we are talking about a candidate who is about inclusivity. We are talking about a candidate who is about solutions. We are talking about a candidate who is about innovation. We are talking about a candidate who is about ideas, thinking outside of the box in times of difficulties. And that is why I believe Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia stands tall when it comes to jobs, when it comes to building a modern state. We need a leader who has been there, the most experienced among all of them in terms of public sector service, in terms of technical experience, in terms of multilateral experience, in terms of bilateral experience. He stands tall amongst them. And that is why I believe we should give Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia a chance.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kofi Tonto, for that presentation. Before we go to the next presentation, I would like to do a final roll call. I think we are still waiting for representative for Dr. Brian Champon's campaign team. Honorable Jeff Kunedu-Addo, have you joined us yet? Honorable, if you can hear me, unmute yourself and respond. Okay. Everybody else can hear me.
Yes,
The
we can
moderators,
hear you.
all of you can hear us. Okay, yeah. Okay, very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so next up to do their 10-minute presentation is the team representing Dr. Yao Educhum, and it's led by Dr. Nana Jemfi Ejabo. Dr. Jemfi, the floor is yours. You have 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much, my dear sister, Dr. Agnes Edu. I bring you greetings from the Honorable Dr. Educhum to all of you endowed people on this platform. Yes, again, my name is Dr. Jemfi Ejabo. I am the campaign manager for Dr. Yawase Educhum's campaign. As we all know, Dr. Educhum is part of you all, and that is the NPP-USA branch, which is I am also duly a member of you all. So when we receive this invitation, regardless of where I am, I still have to join so we can all share ideas for the party. Dr. Yawase Educhum, as we know, born to a cocoa farmer and a petty trader in Jache Pramso, has been the person that has anchored a lot of changes and transformation in Ghana. He knew nothing about how to become, let's say, educational minister because of its upbringing. He has a lot of stories to tell from a humble beginnings. Dr. Yao Seduchum got to become where he is through a sheer godly intervention. He couldn't have even gone to a secondary school without the support of his brother, who has to sell his pig to support Dr. Yauseduchum to get admission to Jache Pramso. Fast forward, he was a smart student, so he went to Massey High, from there to KNUST. All of them, he was championing transformation through the then, what's the name, fight on campus to bring democratic rules during President J.J. Rawlings' era. He got the chance to be in the USA, somewhere in California, where he's established a lot of schools in California. We know about the new design schools in California, and it was doing fantastically well. We all know. Nana Akufo-Addo came to the US and he met Dr. Yao Seduchum during one of his visits to California, where the chapter, he was also the vice chairman for the California chapter, which our good brother, Mr. Joe Menu, is the chairman there. So when he saw what he has done, very powerful, and he believed that this person could also come and support his vision. So he asked him, would you want to come and help me to revamp education in Ghana? At first, he hesitated, but he realized the importance of education. He realized who he was from a humble beginning, that without education, he wouldn't have gotten to where he is now. So he decided to come to Ghana. He was being given a deputy minister role. He played his role very well. He played a fantastic or pivotal role for us to get the free SHS, which is one of the flagship projects that we all can talk about now, that we all know that if you can associate anything magnificent to NPP, you can never do that without mentioning free SHS. Fast forward, he became the substantive minister, and also we know what he did. He modernized TVET education. He was able to move Ghana's education to an envious position now. Now, if you look at Africa, if you are talking about the countries that have the best education, Ghana now is number 2. If you come to West Africa, number 1. This is all the doings of Dr. Yao Seduchum. During 2024, before we were going to election, he used one day to launch 80 schools. So Ghana witnessed the importance of education, the importance of a brick and mortar, the importance of digital education, all in the era of Dr. Yao Seduchum. Now we know where we are, NPP. We couldn't win the power in 2024. So now we need somebody who can bring us 2028 to win, so we can come back to power. All the people standing for the NPP has the gravitas and the prowess to lead the party, but we need somebody who has the anchor of something that he has achieved before, something who has done, somebody who has done something practically that we can see. And nobody come close to Dr. Yao Oseduchum because of the aforementioned exploits that I have given, but not because that he has done it in education. So vice versa, they should vote for Dr. Yao Oseduchum. No, because of the things he believes he can do for Ghana when he is elected as the NPP flag bearer, the things he can do for the delegates when elected as the flag bearer. That is why Dr. Yao Seduchum wants to lead the party. You know, anytime there is election and NPP goes and we couldn't be successful, we all have to do a needs assessment. We need to do assessment to see the reasons why we couldn't wrestle, we couldn't win the elections. But looking at the party now, you know that we need leadership, a unified leadership, somebody who can bring unity. And if you are talking about the 5 contestants, nobody stands tall when it comes to Dr. Yawaseduchum in terms of leadership and in terms of unison in the party. So we are building our campaign. Dr. Yawaseduchum is coming because of unity. And any of my brothers on the platform can never say that the campaign we have run as of now has been anything short of unity. Our campaign has been, voted by many or been touted by many as the most silent or the most united campaign so far. We are free from attack, all because of the leadership of Dr. Yao Osei-Duchum. Now, the things he wants to do for Ghana, he wants to bring transformational leadership. He wants to transform Ghana from where we are to the new level whereby technology and other stuff, or whereby education will be the anchor. He wants to build a Ghana leveraging on a robust educational system. One will ask, why education? Is it that Dr. Yao said the only thing that he can do for Ghana is education? No. When you look at other countries like Singapore, if you look at China, if you look at all other, even the United States, education serves as the bane that they were able to build their country leveraging on education. So somebody like Dr. Yawasedu, who has done it before in education, who is an achiever in education, coming to revolutionize Ghana, leveraging on education, then I don't think anyone will doubt his prowess in that. So transformational leadership is also bringing purposive leadership, is bringing a servant leadership style. He believes in how he sees people. He wants to be in the shoes of the delegates. He wants to be in the shoes of the branch USA delegates. He wants to be in the shoes of Ghanaians. So he believes in servant leadership. So he wants to serve the people with that. Our anchor, when it comes to our campaign, everything is focusing on how we are going to build the country, leveraging on education to eradicate poverty. Because if you look at Ghana, poverty is everywhere. Dr. Yao Seduchum has witnessed poverty before. He has been in the ranks or the level whereby poverty has really anchored things when it comes to Pramso in Wasamemfi, where his father used to be a cocoa farmer. So he understands how people are going through poverty. So he wants to use education and other transformational means to eradicate poverty. To do that, we will first do a needs assessment. Dr. Yawaseduchum will do a needs assessment in the country to see the areas that we could improve to support and the areas to build Ghana to become where we want to be. And also, he wants to introduce a lot of fantastic programs for the delegates. Remember, we need to get the slot from the delegates has to vote for us before Ghanaians. So most of our things are focused on the delegates and, of course, the Ghanaians. So we have patriotic healthcare plan for delegates. We have to modernize agriculture. If you look at Ghana now, agriculture is something that we cannot do without it. Dr. Yao Seduchum wants to modernize agriculture. He also have a plan to give grants to all the delegates, especially the women. What about people in the USA? Dr. Yao Seduchum, when elected as the flag bearer, wants to create an endowed and robust overseas market for all of you. So whereby we can bring things from Ghana, we will make sure overseas market is there, readily available market to support the things that they do in Ghana. And also IT jobs is some job that he wants to create, because jobs
Dr.
is
Jamfi,
okay.
Please, your time is up.
I can hear you.
You can wrap up your last sentence.
Okay, go on.
Go on if you want to wrap up your last sentence.
Okay, so I mean, we'll have more time to talk. So definitely Dr. Yao Seduchum standards. Very good. So Dr. Yao Seduchum wants to bring overseas market, create IT jobs, and of course, free university education for everyone to continue the STEM education and the free SHS. I am grateful for the time so far, and we have more time to discuss. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Jamfi. Before we go to the next presentation, Two housekeeping items. I'll take this opportunity to apologize to everybody that is on this call. I think during Mr. Kofi Tonto's presentation, inappropriate materials in somebody's background was showing, and I think it distracted him a little bit. So, Mr. Kofi Tonto, apologies to you and apologies to everyone who saw something inappropriate pop on their screen. Let me take this opportunity to remind every single human being on this platform that this is a professional, serious platform. And if you allow inappropriate materials to show in your background and therefore show on the screen, we will eject you and report you to the authorities. So be mindful of that. Everyone whose camera is on, be aware that you are seen by everyone that is on this call. So if you don't want to be seen or if you don't want your background to show, please turn your cameras off. Thank you so much. And apologies once again, if anyone, and apologies, Mr. Kuvitonto, for distracting you a little bit during your presentation. Next thing is that I want to check to make sure representative for Dr. Brian Champon, Honorable Jeff Knedu Ado, if you have joined us, if you just joined us, Honorable, we cannot hear you. You are muted. So put a comment in the chat that you have joined us, and then we'll come back to you. So, Honorable, if you can hear me.
I've been trying to reach him. He's not responding.
Okay.
So let's proceed. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, once again, I'll remind everyone to turn off their cameras so that we can move on with the program with no further interruptions. Thank you. Okay. Next up to do their 10-minute presentation is the team representing Engineer Kwabna Ejapong, and is going to be led by Mr. William Alexander Coleman. Mr. Coleman, you have 10 minutes. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is William Alexander Coleman. I'm the executive aide to Engineer Kwabna Ejapong. Unfortunately, the campaign manager was supposed to be here, but he got caught up in an emergency, so I was asked to stand in for him. I bring warm regards from Honorable Kwabna Ejapong. He's excited to be a part of this race, but we do have a few reservations before if you don't mind, before I continue. This is a great platform. We are grateful for the opportunity. However, my candidates would have wished that a debate would have been called among all the candidates so that the candidates come up with their ideas, their policies for the party, for the nation, because they are the ones on the ballot rather than their representatives. So we'd want to ask if you could use your good office.
Honorable, Mr. Coleman, let me come in. We appreciate the comment. This forum was set up in this manner. Subsequent forums that we will plan will take that shape as well. So we will get the opportunity to plan the next debate forum. I think NPP-USA is working on that.
Okay, we'd be very grateful if you could organize that for us. So now back to the matter at hand. Engineer Kwabna Ejapong is one of the 5 who has submitted his forms wanting to stand for the primaries to lead the party and eventually lead the nation. His campaign is themed on service, sacrifice, and selflessness, and he wants to bring the party back to its roots. Now, if you're talking about the man Kwabna Ejapong, he has something that he calls the 3 C's. First of all, he's a man of courage. He's a man of courage because if you look at the party's history, when the party was being formed back in 1992, he was one of the people who actually played a serious role in the campaign. When you're on the campaign trail, he tells the story of how he was part of those who were on all the committees that led to the formation of the campaign. And most importantly, when it was life-threatening to be a part of the NPP back in 1992, and people were scared because the governing regime at the time had had uh, had what's it called? Had collapsed businesses of people like Jenfi Bikai, B.A. Mensah, and all those people. So people were even afraid to go and sit on TV to give the party political broadcast. However, as young as he was and as courageous as he was, a 30-year-old Kwabena Japan was the one who would go and sit on national TV because of the goodwill that he had built from being the presenter of sports highlights, and was the one who would go and tell Ghanaians not to vote for the dictator who is terrorizing Ghanaians, but vote for Professor Dubois. And that's something that he has done, and he kept on doing, even as recently as 2008, when we were losing in the election. He was the one who went to the strong room to defend our votes, and he was someone who the NDC were trying to hound out, but he still stood his ground, and made sure that the votes were protected. However, unfortunately, we were not able to make it through in 2008. Now, if it comes to his competence too, that's the second C, competence. Kwabena Japan is somebody who is competent. If you look at his tenure as general secretary, he did things for the party that made sure that the party actually won the 2016 elections. Yes, I know that there are circumstances that surrounded his removal back in 2015 make people believe that he didn't play a role. But if you look at what he did as general secretary, he believed in building the constituencies and making them strong semi-autonomous units to fight the battle in 2016. So if we had 167 parliamentary seats, it is because of the things that he did as general secretary. Another thing that he did, which was good for the party, was in trying to build the constituencies, he actually made sure that there was no rancor in the party. He was able to conduct 251 primaries in a single day because of things that he and his team put in place to make sure that there was no rancor in the party. Now, when it comes to compassion too, he's a man of compassion, because anybody who knows the man Kwabena Japan knows the story of how his father was abducted and murdered by the regime back in 1982. So he is somebody who understands people, he loves people, and because of his personal experience, it shows in everything that he does. Now, the man Kwabena Japan, he is somebody who stands for unity. We've gone around the country and we are telling people why they should vote for him. One of the reasons why we're asking people to vote for him is because he is the glue that can hold the party together. If you look around social media, you look around, you see that there's lots of rancor in the party. But wherever we've gone, Kwabena Japan has not mentioned anyone's name. We've had a clean campaign, and we believe that if he is elected as flag bearer, he will be the glue to hold the party together. Now, his main theme, or the main thing that he wants to do, is he has a 6-point plan for the country, the flagship of which is based on land reforms. However, when it comes to land reforms, I'm not able to go into that much detail as of now. But one of the things that he wants to do, one of the reasons why he wants to do it, is because he wants to strengthen our agriculture. He wants to strengthen our agriculture in such a way that people can use their land to unlock capital. So, for instance, if you have a parcel of land with unlocked capital, you can go and get a loan and make sure that you employ people so that we can increase the productivity of agricultural produce and eventually feed the country. There are other things in the 6 points plan, like, for instance, he wants to bring sports back to the presidency. He wants to bring meritocracy back to our state institutions and all. So I think that Kwabena Japan really is the one who should be able to, who we should vote for as the presidential candidates. Now, the country also has social issues, and he's big on that as well. He believes that the country really has issues that need that need dealing with. And because of the kind of person he is, the kind of honest and hardworking person that he is, he believes that he will be the person who will be able to solve both our social and economic issues. After all, if you look at it, we've tried lawyers, we have tried economists, we have tried intellectuals, but we believe that it is time for us to try an engineer who will be able to re-engineer Ghana back to prosperity and also to engineer the party to become successful and attractive again. So we need a new lease of life. 2.3 million of our supporters did not vote in the last election, but we believe that somebody like Kwabena J.J. who fortunately or unfortunately was not a part of the past 8 years, is somebody who people believe will believe in and will bring our lost flock back to the party. So this is something that we believe that Kwabena J.J., the man, will be able to bring to the party if he's elected as flag bearer. Unfortunately, let me apologize because I was not too prepared for this. However, I still believe that Mr. Kwabena J.J. is the best person to lead the party. And for the reasons I have given, I think that the party should be able to give him a chance once elected, because this is somebody who has been there before and he has done it. As General Secretary, he showed the kind of person he is. He showed that with a strong party, we'll be able to win elections convincingly. And if he was able to do it as General Secretary, how much more as leader of the party? He will be able to re-energize the base, re-energize the grassroots. After all, it is his proposal that led to the expansion of the electoral college. If he had his way, it wouldn't have just been at the constituency, regional, and national levels. Even at the polling station level, the base would have been expanded and it would have re-energized the base. However, with the current expansion, we believe that people are beginning to see the kind of person that Kwabena J.J. is, and the base will be re-energized. So at this point, I would like to ask all the delegates who are here, who are listening, to vote for the man Kwabena J.J., because he's shown that he's done it before, and he won't just be a flag bearer, he will definitely deliver the presidency for the party as well. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for that presentation. Before we go on, I would like to again call on Honorable Jeff Knedu. If you are here, let us hear you before we go on to the next round. Okay. Before we go on to the next round, let me acknowledge some more dignitaries who have joined this important program this evening. Mrs. Josephine Ajekum Wallace. She is former Deputy MD, PMMC. She has joined. Mr. Prince Guma, former NPP-USA Deputy Youth Organizer. He has joined. Honorable Ransford Ejapon, former MP for Suhum, has also joined us. Mr. Collins Nyama has also joined us, who is former MD Ghana Water. And I think I've gotten everyone. As we go on, I will keep updating everyone, all the dignitaries who join us. So that brings us to the end of round one. Once again, thank you to all the representatives, for all the aspirants who have made such insightful presentation for us tonight. I will move on to the second round. So this round consists of question and answers. We picked 5 questions out of the 10 that we fielded and sent to the representatives, and we have selected 5 of them. So each moderator will ask 1 question, and each of the aspirants representatives will have 2 minutes to answer that same question. We will start with the order again, starting with the team that is representing Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. You will get to answer this first question, and I will start with the first question. So the question to all the aspirants and their representatives is, what do you intend to do to bring back our base, including those who did not vote in 2024, in order to secure victory in 2028? So for this question, the team representing Honorable Kennedy Agyapong will answer first, and you have 2 minutes. So, Doc, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much. When the populace calls for a certain line of action and it is taken, it naturally resonates with them. Jubilations and ecstasy are filled in their hearts, and their response is a massive turnout during voting. I premise this on the fact that Kennedy Ohene Agyapong is seen as the only whip cracker in Ghana at this material moment who has been at the forefront of speaking against corrupt activities, ensuring that he uses his own principles and ideas to create enabling environment and opportunities for teeming youth, and therefore the good people of Ghana see him as the alternative to solve the major canker of unemployment. All these things we are doing today, and many that have been done in the past, the people need persons to lead them that will transform major activities in the sectors of agriculture, production, and export. That is what is most important. And I believe that Kennedy, throughout his life in the political circles, has been the one at the forefront of speaking for the grassroots. And they are the majority in number. So if delegates listen to the call of the teeming youth and many Ghanaians that bring Kennedy Agyapong and let us give you power, it is going to be more simple, rejuvenate the interest of the party people, whoever they may be, so as to get all of us on board. Again, Kennedy Agyapong's name resonates with what the youth of Ghana, who are the large numbers of the voter population, are looking for. That is job creation. So it is up to us to present him, and then we can get everybody on board. Thank you. Yeah, you gave me 2 minutes, so I did exactly 2 minutes.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. Same question, and this goes to the representative representing Dr. Brian Agyapong. I'm guessing that still Honorable has not joined us yet. Honorable, if you're there, let us hear you. Okay, then we will go to the next person. So the team representing Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the same question. Mr. Tonto, you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, so Agnes, the answer is very simple. Give the party back to the delegates because they are the owners of the party. I have had the privilege of engaging the delegates across the country. I have met them one-on-one. I have met them in groups. And the concern they raise is that we felt that we were not part of the party. We felt that we were sidelined. We felt that we couldn't get part of the opportunities. We felt that the appointments that you made didn't reflect who we were or who we are. So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's message is very simple. As you asked, your question was very simple, specific. What are you going to do to get the delegates to go back? What you do to get the delegates to go back is to give the party back to them. And that is why, one, he is saying that he wants to set up a welfare system a welfare system that rewards, that acknowledges that we have a delegate of system of, or we have a delegate population of 240 something thousand people. Let's set up a system now, not when we win power, now, to recognize them, to show that they exist and reward them for their hard work. 2, once we have the opportunity, let's assure the delegates that going forward, they will be the ones to appoint. That is why he is saying that from the get-go, delegates will be the ones to appoint at least 10 appointees per constituency. Number 3, he has spoken about giving the resources back to the delegates to empower their constituencies. So these are the things that he wants to do. But the bottom line is that give the power back to the delegates, because the party belongs to the delegates. And that is the only way we can get them to come back out again.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Kofi Tonto, for that answer. And next to answer the same question is the team representing Dr. Yao Educhum. Dr. Jemfi, same question, you have 2 minutes.
Okay,
Dr.
as
Jemfi,
we know,
can you
the
hear me?
party
Okay.
NPP is, yes, as we know, the party NPP now, or the brand, is unattractive now to delegates in Ghana. I have had the opportunity to visit almost all the constituency with Dr. Yao Osei-Aduchum. We need to make the party attractive again so everyone can come to the fold and vote. And the only candidate that is very attractive and pragmatic as of now is Dr. Yao Osei-Aduchum. If you go to any of the constituencies, they are calling Dr. Yao Osei-Aduchum because he stands for unity. When I presented earlier, I told you that our campaign has been premised on anything short of unity. We do not campaign throwing any jabs to any other camps. So Dr. Yao Osei-Aduchum is seen as that person that can bring all the delegates to vote, and especially what he has done before and what he intends to do. His vision for the party delegates and the country as a whole will bring everyone to come and vote for the NPP. And look at what he stands for. He's somebody who stands to leverage on education and now to build jobs for the teeming youth using ICT and other stuff. So that is what I think will bring everyone to come and vote back to the NPP. So Dr. Yao Osei-Aduchum will make the party attractive again. And of course, if you look at his background, his Pentecostal and other stuff, he is the one that everybody thinks that he can lead NPP to 2020. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jemfi. Next, to answer the same question is a representative that is representing Engineer Kwabna Ejapong. Mr. Coleman, you have the floor. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Okay, so the simple answer is Engineer Kwabna Ejapong will continue where he left off when he was unconstitutionally removed as General Secretary of the party by strengthening the constituencies. When he was General Secretary of the party, he made sure that the constituencies were strong. He sent money down to the polling station level. He made sure that at the polling station level, everything was done right. So when it was time for parliamentary primaries, for instance, there was no acrimony, there was no rancor, because he made sure that everything was done right. So this time, if he's elected as flag bearer, he will do it with even more authority. So what we need to do is just go back to the basics, make sure that the delegates, the people who are at the bottom of the base, the polling station executives, up to the constituency executives, especially, are well taken care of. Now, apathy is another reason why 2.3 million of our people didn't vote. So what we need to do is to let them know that this is somebody who was unconstitutionally removed as the general secretary of the party, and he has been sidelined for so long. So he understands their pain, and he will make sure that whatever it is that they're going through, whatever it is that bothers them, whatever it is that they do not see, they do not get from the party, because he understands their pain, because he feels their pain, because he has been there, he will ensure that he will correct it, and then, like I said, re-energize the base and ensure that all of them come back to the party, so that when we go to the polls in December 2028, they will go and cast their vote for the Great Elephant Party. He's the one that can unify the party. He's the one who doesn't have that much baggage. People look at these things and they will realize that the character of the man, Kwabena Japan, will be key in making sure that we win the election in 2028. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Coleman, for your answer. I think that will conclude the answers for question number 1. All right, so for question number 2, the question is going to be asked by Mr. Emmanuel Mensah. And for that question, the team representing Honorable Dr. Brian Champon will get to answer first if he's on. If not, the team representing Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia will start the answer. So, Mr. Mensah, please go ahead with the next question.
Thank you so much, Dr. Edu. In the absence of Dr. Brian Champon Rep, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, representative, gets to answer this question, and it will follow in that rotational order. The question is, if your candidate emerges as the winner and becomes the NPP flag bearer, how is he going to bring all the other aspirants on board to ensure victory in 2028?
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. I think how you bring everyone on board is not after you have won. It's before you win. The things you do, your utterances, what you exhibit now. Because you cannot engage in behavior that is divisive, that pulls people away, and then after the fact try to bring people together. It becomes very difficult. And that is why His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and largely all of us who speak for him, have been very, very careful with our utterances to make sure that we don't denigrate, we don't disrespect, we don't insult our opponents, because it is the only way that makes unifying the party possible. But don't forget, he's done it before. In 2023, when we went for the election, he was a candidate. Again, he stood for what was right. He spoke without any disrespect. He didn't divide the party. He wasn't divisive. And so it was much easier for other people to come on board. And so we saw Kennedy Japan coming on board. We saw Kwabena Japan coming on board, even though they contested him. So unity must begin before the election. You cannot wait after the election only to try and unify the party. You unify the party by your actions today. And that is why His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is focusing on his actions today, his utterances today. Once we are done with the election, it will make it easier for him to call everyone on board and work together as he's done in the past. This is not something that will be very difficult. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kofi Tonto, for your delivery. I move on to Rep. Dr. Ijabo. The same question goes to you.
All right. Thank you, my good brother, Chairman. What Dr. Yao said, which will stand for, or what he makes it clear to all of us, is for us to believe that after every competition, there is collaboration. So if you want to collaborate after the competition, you need to make sure you do not say anything that will tarnish the image of any of the competitors. As of now, if you look at all the campaigns, I know majority of you here are witnessing what is going on in Ghana. You can attest that our campaign has been free from attacks compared to others. So if you ask me how we are going to bring the other competitors around, it will be easier. Because if we go to Ken or Hine Japan, that please, let's go and wrestle power for the NPP, it's very easy because we did not say anything that would tarnish or bring him down or to defame him. The same thing I could say about Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Dr. Brian Echampo, and Ken Kobna Japan, all of them, we are very careful. And Dr. Yosef Bichum stands for peace. You can look at all his track record. He hasn't said anything against anybody. So our campaign is built on that because we know there is always tomorrow, and we know NPP must be made strong. If you believe in Dankwa Buzia Dombo, the tenets of our tradition, there is no way you go after any of the candidates because we are all coming from that tradition. So that is why our campaign has been free and fair up to now. So we are the only campaign team, or Dr. Yawase Duchum is the only one who can bring all the candidates together to win power 2028. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jabwa, for your delivery as well. We move on to, at this point, the rep from for Engineer Kwabnaje Japan. Same question for you, please.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Yes, the man Kwabnaje Japan has actually lived the mantra of unity since 1992. He was a self-confessed follower of Dr. Kwame Safo-Odua in 1992 when he lost against Professor Dubois at the Congress in Legon. And because of that, he was actually expecting that maybe Dr. Dubois would not not accept him as part of his campaign team in 1992. However, Professor Dubois showed him that the party's unity is paramount and accepted all of them. Fast forward 6 years, he was the campaign manager for candidate Nana Akufo-Addo when he contested with Kufuor for the flag bearership in 1998 when they lost to President Kufuor. In the run-up to the 2000 election, once again, President Kufuor called Engineer Kwabnaje Japan to be a part of his campaign team. So these are two examples that showed Kwabnaje Japan that the party's unity after the contest is paramount. In 2023, Kwabnaje Japan himself stood for elections to be flag bearer of this party, but then he didn't even make it past the super delegates. However, he was the first person among all the rest to stand behind Dr. Baumia and say that, no, this is the one that the party wants, so let's all support him. So in the same vein, knowing this, he won't be the person to go behind and say, this person wasn't with me because of this person said anything about me. He's going to bring everybody together. He doesn't have issues with anybody. He loves the party. He wants the party united. So he's going to ensure that everybody and their followers all come together so that we can win the presidential election in 2028. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being the mouthpiece for Engineer Kwabnaje Japan. Lastly, I would like to revert to Dr. Banasco Ampong to answer.
Thank you very much. Anytime the issue of unity after primaries is mentioned, I remember a favorite song by one of the favorite reggae musicians, Peter Tosh, who said that everyone is crying out for peace, but none is crying out for justice. Peace, unity, cohesion is a byproduct of systems that ensure fairness, transparency, and leveling within a system. As somebody who believes in the systems theory, which I've used in most of my publications, what we input may give us an output, but the mediation, which is usually by those who control the system, is what is most important. From the perspective of the Kennedy Ohene Japan's team, as rightly indicated by Kofi Tonto, who was a leading member of Dr. Baumia's campaign, even when we lost in 2023, despite all that went on before the primaries, We still followed the campaign. We did our best. I, as the spokesperson for the campaign at the time, was tasked with an onerous responsibility to lead a certain group, and we did. We are ever ready to join the fray and to campaign for Kennedy Ohene Japan as the candidate who will emerge victorious. However, if that does not happen, we are ever ready to unite with whoever becomes victorious. But let us be truthful and not play the ostrich as we want to play in this current dispensation. If systems are genuine, processes are accurate, fields are level, and opportunities are equally distributed, and fairness is ensured, no one would become bitter to be approached and apologize to join the campaign. So, whilst I am assuring everybody that Ken is for unity after elections, let the systems before the elections be free, fair, transparent, and nobody will have the cause to stay back because the people will be pleased with whatever position they will get on election day. I thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all the representatives for answering that question. The next question is going to be asked by Mr. William Oduro. And for this question, the representative for Dr. Mamadou Bawumia will answer first. William, the floor is yours. Please ask the next questions. Hello, William, can you hear me? Moderator William Oduro, are you on the call? Can everyone else hear me? Richard, all of you can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we do hear you.
Okay, so if William is not on, I'll ask the third question. Okay, William, are you on? No. Okay, so
No,
for the third question, the representative from Dr. Mamadou Bawumia's team will answer first. And the question goes, the Galamsey menace continues to pollute our waters and streams and destroy our environment. The NDC government has dissolved PMMC and created the Gold Board. PMMC operated on internally generated funds, but the Gold Board is government funded. What will your candidate do differently? So for this question, Dr. Bawumia's team, Mr. Kofi Tonto, you have 2 minutes. The floor is yours.
I don't know if I understood the question. What would he do differently in terms of managing our gold or in terms of fighting Galamsey?
Let me read the question again. He's saying that Galamsey is a menace. It continues to destroy everything. He's saying that the position that the NDC government has taken is to dissolve PMMC in favor of setting up Gold Board. Since PMMC was a IGF operation, now government is funding the Gold Board. What will your government do with these two opposing, theories? PMMC versus Gold Board, IGF versus government funded. How is your candidate going to handle that? That's how I understand the question.
Well, first of all, I think the question is a bit too layered. Okay.
I agree.
Because the question begins with Galamsey and then it ends with two entities and their functions. One is looking at the full value chain. The other was looking at buying gold for specific purposes. Gold Board has just been, PMMC has been renamed into Gold Board, and PMMC still, Gold Board still remains funded internally. It is the gold that they buy, that BOG/Ministry of Finance is financing. So Gold Board still remains internal generated or run company. So I guess the question must be a bit rephrased because is overly layered. But if it really comes down to gold, I think the point is very simple. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia stands tall when it comes to leveraging the benefits of gold in Ghana. Since independence, Ghana had just about 8 tons of gold in our reserves. Through the domestic gold purchase program, we've been able to, we increased it to 30 tons. Basically, it anchored a new phenomenon of using gold to support our currency. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is saying that why don't we come up with a process where we go through responsible mining? Once we go through responsible mining, then the gold that we get, we buy it, either exchange it for other resources like oil, save some for the future, and use some to back our currency. The Bank of Ghana, in their recent outreach in London, has admitted that indeed our economy rebounding is anchored on the policies of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in terms of gold. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for that answer. Next to answer the same question is the team from Dr. Aduchum. Dr. Jemfi, you have the floor for 2 minutes. The same question.
All right. When it comes to the issue of Galamsey, it is a fight for the future. It is a fight that would not have to be left for any particular person. Dr. Yawase Duchum believes if he's given the mandate, which we know by 31st January next year, he will lead the party, will cut the pipeline that leads to Galamsey using leveraging on education and especially training our young ones. It's very evidential. If you go to most of the Galamsey sites, you see the workers there are young students or young boys and girls. So we believe we need to cut the pipeline, introducing TVET education in those areas to build a lot of affordable schools and other stuff for these young people to have handy skills so they can stop being in the Galamsey. We also want to make sure we enforce stronger law enforcement that will put everyone that do illegal mining to book. They have to be enforced. So people will not be attractive to do illegal mining. Also, we have to improve community-owned legal mining schemes. So Dr. Yawase Duchum will introduce a lot of trainings for community-owned legal mining schemes so people will know how to do responsible mining and other stuff. And the licensing regime, we will do digital licensing regime to support how to get the license. So it wouldn't be very rigorous and we will make it very robust so everyone will have it. We went to Hidiem, we went to the Ahafo region, and you could see many of the people there are doing, most of them there are, those engineers, they are not from Ahafo region. So Dr. Yawase Duchum intends to give every constituency 100 engineers to support them so they can become real people to work for the Galamsey people so they can work in the engineering side. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Doc, for that answer. Next up to answer the same question is the representative for Engineer Kwabena Japan, Mr. Coleman. You have 2 minutes. You have the floor.
When Engineer Kwabena Japan is elected as president, I think the first thing that he would want to do is he'd want to fight Galamsey, but the Galamsey fight is very broad and we probably will not be able to go into that. However, one thing that he's been vocal about is that he would want to place a moratorium on surface mining. He doesn't understand why people in boardrooms in Canada, Australia, London enjoy the fruits of our mineral resources when our people continue to live in penury. If you go to Obuasi, you go to Bibiani, you go to Takwa, all the mining communities in Ghana, they are living in penury, while if you look at other places, they are enjoying the fruits of it. I think that what he would want to do is to revert it to it being funded by internally generated funds when he becomes president, because he has been saying on various platforms that we were here wanting to borrow $3 billion from IMF to bail us out back in 2022. However, people like Newmont have sold their Ahafo mine for as much as $2 billion and taken all the money away. And he doesn't understand why we allow that to keep on happening. So he's of the opinion that if we don't know what to do with our gold, then we should just place a moratorium on surface mining at least, and let the minerals remain in the ground until we are sure of what to do with the minerals that we have. And if we are not able to do anything with it, then maybe the generations after us. But we cannot continue to allow people from other countries, China, Canada, USA, to come and take what is ours and go and enjoy it while our people live in penury. So he's going to ensure that there's a moratorium placed on it, and we are come up with policies that will benefit the local communities that have these resources right here in Ghana. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Coleman. Next up to answer the same question is the team from Honorable Kennedy Japan's campaign. Doug, the floor is yours. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. The issue of galamsey has been very topical within our scope for quite a long time. However, governments upon government have systemic issues in addressing it. The man Kennedy Japan has offered 3 viable solutions. The first is that if our gold beneath is going to be extracted by foreigners using our locals as a medium to destroy our water bodies and the others, then the gold must stay underground. Secondly, there is this perception and conceptualization which has been manifested that if you would want to let a drunkard stop drinking, offer an alternative form of drink. So if we are telling the people to stop galamsey, what alternative livelihood jobs have we created for them so they can desist from doing galamsey? That is why Kennedy Japan is saying that he's going to create sustainable jobs to employ most of the teeming youth who go into galamsey and others, using craftsmanship as a source of reference to train these youth and project them into the meaningful jobs that will be created. Thirdly, it is important for us to negotiate on our mineral royalties well. And Kennedy Japan is saying that whilst our minerals are within our scope to extract or leave it, in doing so, we must ensure that we get what we need to get. The issue of galamsey can be stopped or minimized, if not completely stopped, by creating alternative jobs for the people within those catchment areas. And that is why Kennedy Japan is saying he's going to leverage on agriculture, production, and industrialization to revolutionize the system of Ghana's economy in order to reduce the menace of galamsey and use the land to produce stuff such as cassava, such as maize, which can be turned into other products that can have value and get more foreign exchange than even gold that we export without refining to get the amount we need to get. I thank you.
Thank you so much. And next up to answer the same question would have been representative for Dr. Brian Champong. I think Honorable Jeff is still not on the call, so we will move on. The next question is going to be asked by Dr. Kwesi Eyim-Dapo, Chairman for NPP Atlanta chapter. And for this question, the representative for Dr. Yao Aduchum will go first. Captain, you have the floor to ask the next question. Doc, can you hear me? Captain Billy, please, can you hear me? Can everybody else hear me?
If he isn't, go ahead and ask the
I'll
question.
go on to the next question. Okay.
Mhm.
So for this question, it's going to go to all the aspirants, but the team representing Dr. Yao Educhum will go first. There's a question. This question is: there is a perception that during the last NPP administration, there was not a fair and equitable balance in the distribution of appointments across the various regions and constituencies in the country. What will your candidate do differently when he is elected? So this goes to Dr. Yao Educhum's team. Dr. Jemfi, you have the floor for 2 minutes.
Very good. To help resolve this issue, which was very evidential, Dr. Yao said Educhum intends to set up what we call the prosperity centers. Prosperity centers in all the constituencies in Ghana. What that center would do is it will set up any party person that wants any appointment or anything in government. You could go there and file your application or do the necessary requirement. And of course, at the national level or the Jubilee level, Dr. Yao Educhum, President Dr. Yao Educhum will seize and we will set up a special advisor to that scheme or that process. So they will look at it. And when it comes to appointment, Dr. Yao Educhum believes in equity. So he is going to make sure everyone who qualifies, who has the necessary requirement, will have the appointment that we want to give. Especially, it will be a level playing field. Everyone, every region will have DS. Even people in the diaspora, as he is coming from diaspora, we have a fantastic plan for those living in the diaspora, especially in the US and other places. They will all get their turn and appointment to work. Ghana belongs to everyone. Ghana is not for just a particular group of people. And he believes that he who goes to equity must go with clean hands. And he is somebody who believes that regardless of your educational background, TVET is there and other stuff, you should be given that requisite support for you to also get an appointment. So Dr. Yao Educhum has these plans to support that. So everyone, every region will also have their appointments.
Doc, can you hear us? You are muted, Doc. Doc, please unmute yourself. Dr. Jemfi, you are muted.
I can. I think I spoke.
Okay. Okay, you are done with your answer.
Very good. The 2 minutes is very short. It's not good, but
I know.
you know.
I know. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Next up to answer the same question is the team from Engineer Kwabena Japon's camp. Mr. Coleman, if you are ready, same question.
Okay, thank you very much. The Constitution of Ghana requires that we have regional balance in our cabinets, in our government. But this same Constitution of Ghana also requires that most of the ministers, most appointments, especially ministerial appointments, are from Parliament. The NPP is a great party. We are strong in many areas, but there are certain areas where we're not so strong either. So when we call for regional balance and then also taking the constitutional provision that most appointments should come from Parliament into account. If you look at the Greater Accra region, for instance, we have more MPs normally coming from the Ga side than the Dangme areas. So maybe what we need to do, and actually what my candidate intends to do now, is addressing this by, yes, making sure that there's regional balance by picking people, let's say from Greater Accra region, from the Dangme side, where we have it more difficult usually during elections, while still also having regional balance, and then fulfilling the constitutional provision of making sure that most of these appointments are from Parliament. However, let me also say that my candidate would want a lean government, and he would want to push for there to be a constitutional provision where probably we don't have to take that many ministers from Parliament, so that we'll be able to address these issues. Without this, it would make it easier for us to pick ministers and make appointments from other places. However, with the current constitutional provision, my candidate, when elected president, will make sure that he plugs these holes by getting people from places where it is traditionally more difficult, even if they're not elected from Parliament, while still satisfying the parliamentary provision of picking the most ministers from Parliament. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Coleman. Next up to answer the same question is the representative for Honorable Kennedy Japan. Dr. Banasco, you have the floor for 2 minutes. Doc, can you hear me?
It was muted. Okay, yeah, thank you very much.
Oh.
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Thank you. The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana states categorically clear on the section of the Directory Principle of State Protocol, which ensures fair and equitable distribution of opportunities within the country. Within NPP, the party's own constitution has enhanced regional balance by way of considering all other factors. However, truth as it may be, the previous administration, as was characterized by the so-called, or in quote, family and friends agenda, was a canker that was not pleasant. My candidate, Kennedy Ohene Japan, was started with the charity begins at home agenda, where all delegates and party faithfuls who have served have been made to fill a form. Their data have been collected and inputted into a spreadsheet. Interestingly, I'm one of the people looking at that data. From there, we can ensure that people within the party, when it comes to distribution of portfolios and opportunities, where each one fits would be adequately identified and needfully recognized. That notwithstanding, it is not only about portfolios, it is about opportunity you create for the entire country. If there are jobs that if I, the layman who did not go to class 3, is able to work at Atebubu Amantin and peel cassava and get my monthly salary, I will not be looking at the one who got appointment, because I would also feel satisfied with my job. And that is why Kennedy Japan has anchored and re-echoed the issue of jobs. If there are industrialized systems in the country, people are doing their jobs and they are getting their little salary as it may be. Even NAPCO, when people got salary from NAPCO, they were okay and they did not look at appointments. So if Kennedy Japan is the man to create the jobs, so many people would have the opportunity to get jobs in the country and will not look at his strategic government appointments. That is the best, and that is why we must present him to create the jobs for people to get jobs. And then appointments will not be at the forefront of always chasing people with appointments. For opportunities, job creation is the order of the day, and Kennedy Japan is number one when it comes to that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doc. Next to answer the same question would have been Dr. Brian Champon's team. I'm sure at this point we can skip to the next one. The team representing Dr. Mahama Dubaumia. Mr. Kofi Tonto, you have the floor. You have 2 minutes. Same question.
Yeah, I think my other colleagues have referenced the Constitution. It is very important that we keep the Constitution in mind, unless and until we change the Constitution, regional balance, the parliamentary requirements, etc., etc. But the fact remains that as it stands, the 1992 Constitution makes it so that the president appoints about 7,000 people. 7,000 people. And that is why His Excellency, the former vice president and the candidate to lead the party come January 31st is saying, from the base, let's make sure there is an equal share of 10 appointments per constituency. Once you give 10 appointments per constituency, largely you have satisfied to a degree the regional balance aspect of it, because these appointees will be coming from each region. You have given at least each region, given its regional ethnic differences, etc., you'll be able to satisfy that. Secondly, you still have about 5,000 appointees that you have to make. That 5,000 appointees will be shared equitably again among the various constituencies. Your question here is about the party people saying that appointments were not made equitably. Emphasis is on your question. And the only way we can do that is to give the power back to the people. So they help the candidate determine who the right people are to give the appointments to. We need to be able to limit the influence on who knows whom you know, so that the delegates are part and parcel of the process of appointing who our CEOs are, who our ministers are. And that is the only way we can get as many people getting appointments.
Okay, thank you so much for that answer. I think we will move on now to the fifth and final question. That question is going to be asked by Dr. David Mfojo. And for that question, the representative representing Engineer Kwabena Japan will answer first. Doc, please, you have the floor to ask the final question.
Good. This question is in regards to the port duties. We know very high duties at the port continue unabated. What will your candidate do to address this issue if elected?
Okay, so for this question, the representative for Honorable Engineer Kwabena Japan will start.
Okay, thank you very much. My candidate has been very vocal about how high and how difficult it is for people, how high the duties are and how difficult it is for people to clear goods at the port has been. So I think one of the things that he will first do is to review all the taxes first and foremost, see those which are necessary, which are unnecessary, and then based on that, he will, together with his team, remove those that we think are not entirely necessary, so that people will be able to clear goods more easily. However, he wants to also do value creation for our local goods. He wants us to be able to export more so that we don't even have to rely so much on imports to begin with. So once he's able to do that, then he will be able to, it will increase our balance of trade, and then also bring us more revenue, which would make up for the loss in revenue of the removed taxes from clearing the goods. He's someone who believes he's someone who believes in getting revenue generated internally by whatever means. However, he wouldn't want to burden the ordinary Ghanaian by overtaxing them. So I think it is one of the first things that he would do when elected as president of the Republic of Ghana. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. The next up to answer the same question would be Honorable Kennedy Japan's team. Same question, Doc. You have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that the issue of import duty and others is one that troubles many. And Kennedy Japan, as a businessman, is the one to have sympathy, the practical experience of the effect of import duties on goods and services and how it affects businesses. However, it is important that for a country to be looking at its import duties without recourse to the ability to export, which would cause that differential between export and import. It is a country that is heading for doom. This Canada, Japan has constantly said that to curtail the effect of import duty on businesses, there should be a pegging. And I said this on authority that in the year 2018, I was with Kennedy and Japan when he explained to the finance minister that peg the dollar rate to a certain margin and experiment it for a certain number of months so that businesses would be able to plan and project. If that is done, then we can curtail the increase in import duties, because it is usually the amount is quoted in dollars, the exchange rates are quoted in cedis, and then the payment is done in cedis. So far as the dollar depreciates or the cedi depreciates against the dollar, the amount will be high no matter what you are charging. And therefore, it is important we look at production and look at our exports so we get more import or revenue from foreign exchange and reduce importation, therefore reducing the amounts that people use to clear or import into the country, and then we can stabilize our cedi and be able to do things for ourselves. That is why Canada Japan says that if businesses will thrive, they will thrive on the opportunities that are given to the local industries. And that is why we are going to partner with the foreign investors so that whatever they would want to import in, Ghanaians are part, and then that leveling would be done in order to reduce the pressure on Ghanaian businesses and be able to stabilize our cedi, which is the major issue of the hikes in import duties. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doc. The next up to answer the same question, we'll skip to the team from Dr. Mahmoud Dubalmia's campaign. Mr. Kofi Tonto, you have the floor. You have 2 minutes. Same question.
Yeah, so it's very simple. The reason why our taxes at the port are very high is because it forms the biggest chunk of our tax revenue. So the first thing you do is to formalize your economy. That's why we did a lot of work on the Ghana card. We've moved people who qualify to pay taxes from 4% to 84%. Once you've been able to expand the tax net, you'll be able to offer what we said, flat rate. Once you offer a flat rate and expand the tax net, you'll be able to bring in more. Therefore, gives you room to then work on the import tariffs or the import duties. Because unless you fix that aspect of it, you have very little coming in from the import duties and you'll not be able to balance your sheets. It is that simple. You have to first and foremost make sure internally you are generating enough taxes, and you can only do that by one, reducing and expanding. Number two, once you've done that, you have to do what we call remove dollar completely from the port system. That is what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia promised, that we are removing dollar component from import duties completely. Number three, make sure the rate that you are charging is flat rate as well. Duties at the port will be flat rate. Number three, make sure it is competitive. You have Togo and other areas who are charging far less. So make sure your duties are either same or below. Once you've been able to put in place these measures, largely, it gives you enough incentive to reduce, or naturally, it reduces the charges at the port. So the answer is one, fix internal tax revenue generation by making sure you expand your tax net. Once you've been able to fix that, go in and offer a predictable value or marker, which is making sure taxes or duties are charged in the cedi. Once you've done that, make sure it is flat. Once you've done that, make sure it is competitive. And that is the only way you can reduce your charges at the port.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kofi Tonto, for that answer. Next, to answer the same question, the team for Dr. Yao Educhum. Dr. Jemfi, you have 2 minutes and you have the floor.
To reduce charges at the port, has been something that is very cumbersome when it comes to people living in the diaspora and even in our local persons in Ghana. Dr. Yawose Duchum, who believes in how to be in the shoes of people, before you can introduce or he can introduce anything new there, you first have to understand or study what is happening at the port. So we will study the current regime. We will look at the tariffs, the levies, and other related charges there. We will also look at the regulatory framework there at the port. After we do those need assessment, then we will optimize operations using technology that will support to bring certain charges. If you go to the port, there's still analog days over there, traditional ways of doing things. And once the papers and the documents get in the hands of people, they always want to charge back and other stuff, all topples on the charges there. So we will optimize using technology in the operations. And also we will explore exemptions and waivers and other stuff. And there will be ECOWAS and after reliefs for people. So if you live in Nigeria and other stuff, so you can bring things to support the economy. Once we do those reliefs and other stuff, it will support Ghana's economy. So import and export will be very easy. So the economy will grow. And the good news is Dr. Yawose Duchum wants to introduce a waiver for a first car for people that has lived in the US and other diaspora that are returning home. If you have lived in America for a long time and you want to retire home, your first car will be a waiver for you, so you don't pay anything. Live in Ghana very seldom and drive your car. This is a special bonus we want to give to all of you. We are grateful for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doc, for that answer. This concludes round 2 of the questions. Before we go to the next round, if there are any audience questions, but before we go to that next round, let me take this opportunity to acknowledge more dignitaries who joined us on this call and joined us on this program this evening. Nana J. Yabua, you've come back home, former NPP-USA chairman. He has joined us tonight. Lawyer Gabi Asare Ochredakun has also joined us on this call tonight. Ebenezer Apia, he is Communications Officer for Esikuma Odoben Brakwa constituency in the Central Region. He has also joined us on this call. One of the aspirants, Engineer Kwabneje Ejapon, also joined us briefly. I believe he had already left the call before I got the opportunity to acknowledge him. Thank you, Honorable, for joining us. At this point, it is past midnight, heading to 1 a.m., where some of us are. I know these aspirants and their representatives are tired. We've gone through the audience questions, and really, I think most of it has been answered by the representatives. So, Mr. Chairman and moderators, is there any one question that you fielded that you thought was not covered? I've gone through all of them, and I think most of them have been discussed. So at this point, I think the audience part has been taken care of by the presentation, question and answers themselves. So we will move on to the next portion. At this point, I'm going to call on Emmanuel Mensah, Mr. Emmanuel Mensah again. Actually, before we get to that point, I'm going to give each representative an opportunity to do their closing remarks before we call it a night. So we'll go in the same order as they appear on the ballot. So the first person representing Honorable Kennedy Ejapon, Dr. Banasco Ampon Ansa, please go ahead. You have 2 minutes for your closing remarks.
Yeah, thank you very much. On behalf of the Honorable Kennedy Ohene Ejapon, who has been a founding member of the New Patriotic Party, who has committed his life, his services, his dedication, and enthusiasm to the cause of the New Patriotic Party, and on behalf of the NPP-USA and all other groups that form part of the Kennedy Japan campaign, we want to extend a heartfelt gratitude to the Atlanta chapter and the U.S. branch of the New Patriotic Party for this invitation. Kennedy Ohine Japan comes in from that humble beginning in Asendompe, rising through the days in Adisada College to Winneba School and coming all the way to America to take part in whatever jobs he did, rising to that feat. What resonates with his message is that when you stick your neck hard and is ready and willing to push your way through using the right means, it would become a reality no matter where you were born or how you were raised. On that note, I want to appeal to the delegate of Ghana. Before you cast your votes on the 31st of January 2026, at least take the opportunity to do a simple survey. Sit in the trotros, go to the markets, go to the churches, go to the ghettos, go everywhere. Present the 5 people that are contesting to them and ask the people, whom will you vote for if I should select as the flag bearer? Remember, only 240,000 people are going to elect a flag bearer, but 18.1 million people are going to select a president. That represents a 0.028% of the populace of the general electorate. Are we selecting somebody who is accepted and his name resonates with the masses so they give us power? Or we are selecting somebody to represent us as a flag bearer? If we want a president that our job will be easy, let us do a survey. I support Kennedy Japan based on research. He is the other factor that resonated with the respondents who said if Kennedy Japan is presented as the flag bearer of NPP, we are voting for him. Let us present Kennedy Ohine Japan. Forget about his shortcomings and let the adage that if power was to be sold, sell your mother, collect it, and use the power to collect your mother back. That is who Kennedy Japan represents in this current dispensation. Let us use him as NPP to get the power, and then all other things shall be addressed to the glory and the development of Ghana through job creation, technology, agriculture mechanization, and quality education for all. God bless you all for this opportunity. Kennedy Japan is grateful, and we are most grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doc. Next, we'll skip over to Dr. Muhammad Dubalmier's team. Zako Fitonto, you have 2 minutes for your closing remarks.
Madam Host, this is the second time. The first time, Banasco spoke for about 2 minutes and 35 seconds. I let it slide. This time, he's spoken for 3 minutes. So are we doing 2 minutes or are we doing 3 minutes or 2 minutes 50 seconds? Let's be very mindful of these things.
Ms. Akofitonto, your comments is well received. Sometimes we allow people to finish their thought processes and things like that.
Yeah, but it's twice. The first time I didn't raise a complaint because it was the first time. And the second time he's spoken for over 3 minutes. So let's be very clear. First of all,
duly noted. We will start your clock at 2 minutes.
Yeah, let me finish quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, first of all,
I'll say we will start your clock at 2 minutes as usual. And any time that you need after that to finish your thought, I think we can accommodate that.
Yeah, first of all, Honorable Kennedy Japan was once asked a question, who his role model was, and he mentioned Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And I'm sure he mentioned Dr. Kwame Nkrumah for obvious reasons. He was a man of vision, as many have touted him. Now, the world over, what has transformed nations is ideas and people with vision. The likes of Lee Kuan Yew, Xi Jinping, Park in Korea, South Korea. These were leaders who saw many, many years ahead and put structures in place to make it possible. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not looking to be just a president. He's looking to be a visionary president, a transformative president, a president that is going to usher in a new Ghana. That is what we are looking for. Of course, we are looking for jobs. But what kind of jobs? Is it just jobs or jobs that transform nations? Chengdu, just in 1982, was a city of 5 billion GDP. Today, the same city is 135 billion. That was premised on vision, that was premised on ideas and innovation. What Ghana needs is a leader who can transform our country, leverage modern technology to create jobs, not just any jobs, but jobs that change lives, jobs that multiply. That is what we are looking for. Just like factories that used to create 5 shoes, 10 shoes, today the same factories can create 50,000 shoes in one day. That is what we are looking for. So Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is he's been presented before. He's marketed, he's formidable. The people know him. And so we believe that once we bring him back, Ghanaians will give us the opportunity. He's the most marketed, he's the most visible candidate that we have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kofi Tonto. And apologies for sometimes our timekeepers and myself giving too much leeway for people to finish. We apologize for that.
The sound even distorts your thoughts. So even
Yes,
confuses
exactly.
you a bit. Yeah.
Precisely. When we interrupt too much, sometimes you can lose your train of thought. So thank you for understanding. Thank you so much. So the next person to give their closing remarks will be the team representing Dr. Yao Educhum's campaign. Dr. Jemfi, you have the floor, 2 minutes, but if you need to finish your thought after that, you can do so. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. To prosecute this, I firstly want to seize this opportunity and on behalf of Dr. Yao Educhum, extend our gratification to the organizers of this important session for us to deliberate on how NPP will come back to power. We are grateful. Myself, I lived in the Atlanta area, so I'm grateful to the chapter. This is just visionary. And also, I want to thank you, Dr. Agnes Edu, for your time. 2022 at UNGA in New York, an endowed educationalist, Jeffrey Sachs, walked to Dr. Yao Educhum and he said, I wish Africa can give you all the other countries for you to lead education. In 2022, again, our ex-president, Nana Akufo-Addo, made a statement that you are the erudite of education. In the same 2023, President Obasanjo walked to Dr. Yao Educhum and said, I hope you can help build education and build Africa for the next generation. These are powerful words coming from this important personality, vouching Dr. Yao Educhum, who has made it clear that he is going to wage war against poverty in Ghana. He believes in the people of Ghana. He believes how poverty has really toppled in our country, and he knows he can leverage on education. If all these people has really referred to him as the best when it comes to education in the world, then I believe that Dr. Yao Educhum stand the chance to lead in 2028. MPP has always won election based on unity. We have never won election when it comes to division, when we have a divisive front. Now, if you do your own research, if you talk to people on the field, if you ask who is very attractive when it comes to this time, who is the united candidate, they will tell you it's Dr. Yao Osei because he has not waged anything against any of the competitors. He believed any of them stand the chance to lead. But at this time, we have times and seasons. We have every time and the leadership we need. China was able to use Deng Xiaoping, who brought a fantastic leadership regime for China. He introduced the builders and the balancers for China to be where they are. Because they were able to pick the right leader, China is where they are right now. So Ghana, Dr. Yao said is the person we need now to make sure we can wrestle power from the NPP. If there's anyone that NDC themselves has said that can win power for NPP is Dr. Yawase Duchum. Never in the history of Ghana has an opposition party thinking or thought about keeping one minister at his post. And it's only Dr. Yawase Duchum that the NDC hoped they would have kept him in his post because of the work he did for Ghana, because of the revamp using STEM education and other stuff. I tell you, there's call to action for all of us, especially we living in the diaspora. If we miss this chance, we have missed it all. Let's bring Dr. Yawase Duchum to help to wrestle power for us. And I believe this call to action, we are going to support it. It's for us to do this. And I believe it's for our unborn children to know that NPP is back to power. I am grateful and we wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doc, for that answer. Next up to give their closing remarks is the team representing Engineer Kwabena Ejapong. Mr. Coleman, the floor is yours. You also have 2 minutes, but finish your thoughts after 2 minutes if you must.
Thank you very much. I'll be very brief. On behalf of Engineer Kwabena Ejapong, I would like to thank the organizers for organizing this for us to talk about our candidates and let everyone know what they have in mind for the party and for Ghana. At this point, I would want to say that our candidate, Engineer Kwabena Ejapong, is actually looking forward to us having a real debate among the candidates, and I'm sure he'll do a better job than I have done. But he'll be able to. He wants that he liked the opportunity to tell Ghanaians and delegates himself what he'll be able to do for the party and for the country. Now, like I said before, the theme of his campaign is going back to our roots. He wants to return the party to the noble roots of service, sacrifice, and selflessness. He wants to take the party back to the time when people within the party had genuine love for the party and were not ruled by money. And he wants to do that by creating opportunities for everyone in the party, from the bottom of the base all the way to the top. So at this point, dear delegates, I want to remind you that the man Kwabena Ejapong understands your pain. He has been there. He has felt your pain. He knows what you're going through. And so if you vote for him, he will ensure that he eradicates that pain. I want you to think about this and vote for the man who has the courage, compassion, and competence to lead this party and this nation. And once he's elected as flag bearer of the great new patriotic party, definitely victory will be assured in 2028. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Coleman. And that will conclude the closing remarks by the representatives for each aspirant. Next, I'm going to hand over to Mr. Emmanuel Mensah to give the vote of thanks. Mr. Mensah, if you can hear me, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Agnes Edu. First off, let me extend our profound gratitude to each and every individual who have been part of this process tonight. On behalf of the Atlanta chapter, who have seen the wisdom in organizing this event, and the entire branch of NPP-USA, would like to extend our most appreciation to the aspirants who indeed have not just, spoken to us tonight, but they found the wisdom in each one of you representatives here, really igniting the spirit of NPP. You've represented yourself well. You've represented the aspirants quite well. Amazing job. And we want you to know that we are truly and indeed indebted to you. Across the board, to our global audience who are with us tonight, you found every single opportunity that is necessary to be part of us, here. Some of you would have been sleeping and literally looking forward to wake up by now. But you've seen how much your party is yearning and looking up to you. And you are here with us. We have not taken this for granted. Once again, thank you for each and every participant who has been here with us tonight. Lastly, to our most distinguished VIPs, representatives from previous government, and to our current leadership of our national party who are here with us. Perhaps we have not mentioned your name. We have not taken your participation for granted. Know that we understand you being here and the devotion you have committed to your party. Therefore, I would like to say, again, kudos to every leader. Whether you've been acknowledged officially or not, we do want you to know that we have seen you and we have seen the effort you've put into this. With that, I want to say, our critics have watched us. They've looked forward to hear a lot of things. You've distinguished yourself creditably. Therefore, let's continue to fan the flame of unity. And we believe that come 31st January 2026, our mother party, each one of your representation will do all of us proud. Therefore, let's continue to keep the fan, going. Let's continue to honor our tradition and our heritage. And we believe that come 2028, whoever becomes that torchbearer will certainly represent us pretty well. And we look forward to other conversations that will happen through NPP-USA, bringing the various aspirants together on the one platform. May God bless you. May you continue to serve your country and know that Ghanaians are looking up to you. Thank you so much, and we will see you again not too soon.
Okay, Mr. Mensah, thank you so much. And this will bring our program to a conclusion. I think in the late hours, a couple of dignitaries joined. Honorable Stephen Jalula, former Deputy Roads Minister, also joined us on this call. Thank you all for joining us. And I wish all the aspirants good luck in this upcoming January 31st, 2026 primaries. I wish you all luck, and I wish everybody a good weekend. Thank you, and have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, good night, good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you all for coming. Thank you, my team members. Thank you. I appreciate your hard work.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yeah.